It all started during dessert at our friends Cassie and Paul's place. We were halfway through a slice of cheesecake when my wife Stephanie casually said, "We should switch partners on Thursdays." I blinked. Everyone blinked. Even the cheesecake seemed offended. I thought she meant switch seats for game night or something harmless. Nope, she clarified, loudly, that she meant we should go on dates with each other's spouses. Paul stared at his plate like it had the answers to the universe. Cassie looked like someone had unplugged her soul. And me? I was just trying to figure out what alternate reality I'd been dropped into. "This is already decided," Stephanie added, like she was reading a memo. "You go out with Cassie, I'll go out with Paul." My chest tightened. Decided by who exactly? I whispered, "This is ridiculous," and Stephanie leaned close enough for only me to hear. "Room 237, last Tuesday, while you were at work." My whole body went cold. She wasn't suggesting some new arrangement. She was confessing, or bragging, that she and Paul had already crossed the line, and now she wanted to make it official. Cassie's silent tears should have been my warning, but shock makes you say weird things, so I said, "Fine, if that's what everyone wants." Stephanie smiled like she'd won something, and Cassie suddenly stopped crying altogether. That should have told me everything. The first arranged date night felt like walking into a storm. Stephanie dressed up like she was going to a red carpet premiere, and Paul was already waiting in our driveway. I went to pick up Cassie, and she looked nervous, really nervous. I brought flowers because I remembered she liked them. Her hands shook when she held them. During dinner, she barely touched her food. Paul had been different, she said quietly, distant for months. I tried to ask more, but she shut down every time she got close to finishing a sentence. Whenever her phone buzzed with Stephanie's name, she flipped it face down immediately. Something was wrong. When I got home, Stephanie was already there. Messy hair, smeared makeup, frantic energy, talking nonstop about her date with Paul. I asked her to stop. She got louder. I told her again. She refused. So I texted Cassie to thank her for dinner. Stephanie saw my screen, threw a wine glass at the wall, and stormed out of the room. That's when I realized this wasn't chaos. This was a collapse. Cassie's car broke down, so I had to pick her up. She said Paul was supposed to drive me. He forgot. At dinner, she drank more than usual and whispered, "Tuesday afternoons." That's when it started. Tuesday, the same day Stephanie had mentioned. She covered her mouth immediately, like she had said too much. I didn't push her. Later that week, we had dinner at Stephanie's parents' house. Stephanie arrived late. Her clothes smelled strongly of Paul's cologne. Her mother noticed instantly. Stephanie tried to explain, but nobody bought it. That night, Cassie called me, her voice shaky. "I know what happened on those Tuesdays," she said. "I followed Paul once, months ago." Suddenly, everything connected like puzzle pieces snapping into place. By week 5, everything was unraveling. It was Cassie's birthday, and Paul forgot entirely. I threw her a small surprise party, made a video of her artwork, gave a speech about how talented she is. She cried, the good kind, and hugged me like she finally felt seen. Meanwhile, Stephanie was watching us like she'd miscalculated the entire situation. That night, she came home from another Thursday outing and tried again to dramatize everything she and Paul had done. I told her to stop. She escalated. I refused to entertain it. Then she demanded to know what Cassie and I had done. "We talked," I said, "because she needed someone. Paul hasn't been there for her in a long time." Stephanie realized the truth. While she was chasing something reckless, Cassie and I were building something honest. Trust. The next morning, Stephanie was shaking. "We're stopping everything," she said. I pulled out my phone and showed her screenshots Cassie had sent me. Months of messages between Stephanie and Paul, from before she ever mentioned partner swapping. Cassie had known all along and had been waiting for Stephanie to confess. Stephanie's face drained of color. And that was the moment everything ended. Cassie filed for divorce, and Stephanie knew her marriage was next.